Polar Bears are coached by by Bill Mason in his second year. Trevor Heffel, his fifth year as the assistant. Griffin Thomas, Tom McCabe are the assistants as well. Meanwhile, for the Jumbos, Casey D'Onofrio back again. What a tenure he has had as the Jumbos head coach. Stephen Toomey, Colin Kirst, and Aiden Hesse, class of 22, was on the roster last year. They are the assistants. Well, get set, folks. Mason Kohn in the brown, Ethan Barnard in the white. Oh, we're going to have one heck of a battle at X here today. We're just waiting for the official start to this one. We get it. It's a violation. It's going to go against Barnard and the Polar Bears, and the dangerous Jumbos attack will start things off. Some high level of patience there against Nate Ryan. Heck of a one-on-one battle, and then once he got to the opposite side of the field, hold on a minute, as Kohn looked for the strike, and Hobbs says no. But just to close the door on that, it was a great one, and there is Will Byrne, far side, in the alleyway, ready to finish it off, and he does so for his 43rd goal of the season, point number 75. Barnard's going to win this one. He's going to head right to the cage, fakes the pass. Barnard will be denied there. And it was touched. Last by the Polar Bears lead this one 2-1. And he was able to fool the defense enough. Kennerson's going to bring this in from the wing after Barnard won another draw. So while Byrne was kind of trapped up high, he's able to recognize Ward. And Ward finishes it off. Now here's Kohn. Tied up, trying to finish it. Bounces it just wide of Hobbs. I think that was Harp Lane who was locked into him. Again, Bowdoin was able to jump on that broken pass. Violation on the face-off against the Polar Bears. That was a thing of beauty. Truly selling high, goes low. Violation on the draw between these two heavyweights. And Kohn and Barnard, but the Polar Bears take the violation and score. Third of the evening for Bowdoin. And it's Zach Gorno with the strike, his 6th of the year. So the Polar Bears wasting no time after the face-off violation. Gorno brings it in, finishes it off. Jumbos will get this one, though. Kohn's going to take it in himself. Polar Durham. His 5th of the season, 7th point. As Kohn's going to win this one. Braun. Over to the alleyway, and Bowdoin for Soley. With 4 saves, Hobbs with 3. Tufts 5-7 on the clear, Bowdoin 7-7 on the clear, as we are underway on the draw. As I believe that was Merrill who was in to take it, if not on the wing, against Barnard. We'll check on that in a second. But the Jumbos are going to secure it here. Just quickly looking back. Jumbos is a unit, 6-10 on the draw on that. So it is for the second time Parker Merrill, who's at 70% coming into the game, 30 of 50. against Ethan Barnard. And Barnard's going to win this one. Great speed on the restart. He's got himself free to Regnery and fired it home. Kevin Sand. And the Polar Bears trying to build some momentum here. The leader in goals in the NESCAC, leader in goals on the team. That extends to one more. Heck of a battle after this draw, but it's going to be Kevin Sandor coming away with it for the moment. Going to try to get it to safety. Sandor levels from behind. And that procedural will get the Polar Bears the ball. And with all the depth they have on attack and all the skill, it just feels like at times that the Jumbos are operating in a different league. Ethan Barnard trying to neutralize Kohn here. And Barnard will take it. Another violation. And it's one too many on Barnard and the Polar Bears. There is 26th on the season. Barnard and Merrill once again. Advantage Barnard. Gorno. Now Fitzgerald. Consecutive. The 12th NESCAC title overall. They won 7 straight between 2010 and 2016. Of course, when you take out the pandemic season, won last year, won the 2019 championship. That was a thriller. I was on site for NSN to call that one. It was Max Waldbaum. And that's Swank's 45th of the season, point number 61. Securing this one will be Cam Del Cristo. Here's Jack Boyden. Boyden off the split. So Barnard once again versus Kohn. Barnard. Back now to Gorno, who'll hang on the field for a moment. Gorno out in front. This pass broken up. But they'll say there's a crease violation on the Polar Bears. It was Ward and Locke working down low. And Ward's able to get himself up and over GLE and just rockets one that bounces in and out. So Barnard and Kohn. And when they released the two face-off men, you could just hear this crunch from up here. Goodness. Kohn to the cage. He scores! Mason Cohn's got his first of the game and his third of the season. And with 1:02 remaining in the half, Polar Bears are going to take themselves a timeout. Jumbos have extended the lead here in this second quarter with 9 tallies. It's 13-6. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Bowdoin Men's Lacrosse on NSN. So Kohn unassisted with 1:02 left. Coming out of the Polar Bears timeout. Largest lead of the game is 7. And my first time seeing this Jumbo squad, this iteration of the Jumbos, and the way they can move the ball on attack and the way they can close up space on defense, it's no surprise they are number 1 in the country. Parker Merrill won the draw. Garzone gives it away. Lock to Byrne. Garzone trying to get back. Byrne looking for some room, and he's hit as he lets. And the only thing that would have been prettier than that goal is if the Polar Bears stuck with their original numbering on their uniforms. I can't tell a darn thing in these new whites. High into the air it goes with 5 seconds left. Polar Bears hoping for a miracle, but the time will expire. 13-7 in that first half. 3 goals for Tagliaferri. Bowdoin adds to his incredible totals on the year with a 2-2-4 line so far. Burns got a 2-1-3 line for the Polar Bears. Ward's got a 2-1-3. Sam Powell scored a ridiculous highlight reel goal for the Polar Bears. Tufts is 0 for 2 and the only 2 extra man opportunities. Been a very clean game here in this one. Behind the back and way off target. Another violation on the draw. And a whole handful of those tonight. Fifth of the year for Timmins. Gornow. So Barnard. And it does look like Kohn again. It is Kohn. And he'll come away with it. Kohn wants another. Kohn to the cage. Tries to pick the angle. It'll be restarted by Bowdoin. And he's up to 66 assists this year. So those numbers we talked about were from last year. He's up to 66 assists, which puts him 11 away from Mac Brandal's program record of 77 assists, which was only set a year ago. So the Jumbos get it here, and Ben Fasoli, the long stick number 9, all sorts of tied up by Harp Lane. Lane looking like an angler out there, just trying to fish him home one. However, Faceoff. Panagopoulos, my kingdom for my normal spotting boards, and my apologies to the Panagopoulos family. No violation off the draw against the Jumbos. Polar Bears will send out Tasker and Sam Ray Steiner, and they'll start it up here. So Ethan Barnard. Wins another one for the Polar Bears, and just off target of Gornow, but Gornow's able to take it. So Barnard and Kohn will do it again. Barnard 14 of 31 after losing that one. Kohn now 16 of 23. to jar it free of Sturm. Sees attention coming his way, recognizes Powell far side, and he finished. Well, if you're a Polar Bear fan or player, you like that we're starting this thing quickly, because the Polar Bears scored the last 2, 3 of the last 4. They find themselves only trailing by 3 now, 16-13, against the number 1 team in the NESCAC and the country, Tufts University Jumbos. Violation off the draw. And a man-up situation for the Polar Bears, their first of the evening. There, Regnery's going to get the assist. But again, just to recap that, hopefully things will stay calm for a moment so we can spit it out. Amherst beat Trinity 16-10. That means the Polar Bears got to win this game to have a home quarterfinal matchup. Otherwise, they'll be the 5 and they'll be on the... Regardless, celebration well deserved. Another face-off violation flag, this time on Barnard. Oh, check that. My apologies. No, it's going to go against Merrill. On the man-up goal from Powell. So he, Ward, and Byrne each with 3. Polar Bears are going to get it back after the face-off. Is Kennerson involved in that one? Last 6. Going back to the 3rd. Jumbos will get the face-off. Here's Bowdoin. Bowdoin sees the long pole of Lane crash over him, so he moves it along. So Barnard and Kohn at it again. Off the wing is Gorno. Polar Bears haven't been within fewer than 3